Alright, welcome back to Naked or No. We have Hazel over there, and me up here. So I think the next couple videos I'll just switch off who you're looking at. So for this one you've got me. And we have the fungus. The Greenskins. Let's find out how many of them are naked. Yeah. Alright, Night Goblin War Boss. Probably want him on his great Cave Squig. The mobility is really nice. Armor piercing's excellent. ITP. It's just really good for 450 gold. So if you're going to take him on his great Cave Squig. Get Back Here is always super good on Greenskins. They have low-ass leadership. This buffs him up. And you know what's... This is actually insulting. Real quick. 73 gold for Get Back Here. It's 16 leadership. You can go over to the dwarves. And where was it? Oh, it's Grombrindle. You can get 12 leadership for 230. And yes, I know it's constant in the other ones once in a while, but Jesus Christ. Anyway. So. Always take that. That's super good. The boss's loons. Situational, but usually pretty good. It's just the loons that makes the fanatics good. Fermented fungi is excellent. Always take it. Potion full hardiness, actually on this character for once in your life, might not be the worst thing so your lord doesn't break in a pinch. And then Tormentor Sword is also excellent. So the Night Goblin War Boss is fragile, but he kind of works like Deathmaster Snitch. He can be good. It's just hard with Ground the Paunch on the roster, but we'll get to him. Orc War Boss, almost never take him. Wyvern doesn't have a breath attack unlike most dragons, but it's squishy. So, wait, one sec. 4,300 health. Okay, yeah, it's the same. So this is surprisingly squishy. Foe Seeker would be good if you were going to do this. Smash them faster would be good if you're going to do this. Oplayment would be good if you're going to do this. So all their items except for the Potion of Strength are good. It's just this is a suboptimal war lord. Might as well just take Azag. Goblin Great Shaman. I don't see him on foot very often because he's too easily like sniped. He can be kind of tanky in melee combat on foot because of Footlord stuff, but in general he's too easy to get caught. So you probably want to take him on Giant Wolf to run around and kite very fast, or more likely on his Arachnarok Spider as a Lord monster mount. I personally usually cut Sneaky Stealin'. I don't particularly think it's that worth it for 62 gold just to reduce some power recharge rate. Take Arctic Conduit, it's good, and don't even try it. Take it, it's pretty good for only 117 gold. It's like 2 Spirit Leeches that give, you know, that sort of thing. I'm not really going to talk about lores like I didn't in the other videos. Take whatever spells you feel like. It's not really my problem. Scroll of Leeching sucks, don't take it. And Crown of Command is actually pretty good. Take it, especially for him, because on his Giant Spider he only has 55 leadership, so take it just for himself. Grimgore. He's not actually a meme anymore. He's just very niche. He's very nichely useful, but he can like slap around Sigvald pretty good. So if you're going to take Grimgore, you're probably going to try to duel the enemy lord. So let's go under that assumption. Assuming you're going to duel somebody, I would not take Bested to Best. It's 150 gold and only works if a lord or hero is nearby. It's not that worth it, honestly, because you might just get shot with it anyway. Get Back Here is great. Your Next is excellent because it reduced their speed by almost 50%. It's kind of the only way Grimgore can catch anything, so Your Next is great. Get Snick depends on the matchup. If you're going to be fighting something with a lot of armor, Getsnick can be pretty good. I would usually go without it, but it can be good. And Bloodforged Armor, again, it depends on the matchup. It honestly can be pretty good if you're fighting, like, summon factions or something that, like, say you're fighting vampire counts with Grimgore for some reason, and you're worried about a zombie summon, you can use this to break out. But you generally want to save the 240 gold, and plus 30 armor, just, I mean, you already have 120. If something's going to hit you, it's already armor piercing, so it won't matter. So yeah, I'd say rare, useful in rare situations, but usually don't take it. Get Snick, only take it if for some way you can guarantee you're going to fight who you want to fight. Ground the Paunch, he's a piece of shit. You definitely want Language of the Boys. ITP whenever he's in melee is really, really good and really annoying to deal with. Degradons is here. Also very good. Leadership, melee attack, all that stuff affects his allies in range. 30% base weapon damage and 24 melee attack to everyone around him. Super good. You want the Lucky Banner in case you're getting sniped by somebody. Just generally a very, very good item. The Axe of Grom is more situational. It's pretty expensive. It's a temporary buff, so I wouldn't take that personally. But Lucky Banner and both his abilities are excellent. Skarsnik! I would take the first 3. Fermented Fungi is excellent. Spider to Bad Mood is also really, really good. And Get Back Here is excellent. Trixie Traps, going temporary stock or unspottable, not super worth it, in my opinion. If you have some special cheese planned for it, cool, good for you, but no, it is 220 gold, so that cheese better be... You really need to be stocked or unspottable for some reason, because otherwise that's expensive as hell. Skarsnik's Prada, I've stopped taking it. It is 220 gold as well. It's very expensive, and I found it misses a lot. If you don't take it with his base kit, Skarsnik can be kind of cheap with 1500, which is good. So I wouldn't take the Prada. Azhag. If you take him on foot to be tanky and like... There's 2 ways I use Azhag. Azhag. And I can get back to it, so we'll come back to the mounts. Lure of Life Leeching, no, don't take it. 63 gold for just power recharge rate, which isn't that great. Foe Seeker, I would take it if he's on his Wyvern. If he's not, don't. And Get On With It, plus 8 leadership for everyone around him is excellent. Take that. It's super good. Spells, do whatever you want. Sliga Slashes. Depends on the build. It depends on the build, because it is 200 gold for plus 10 melee attack and 4 leadership. And affects... So that's only worth it. It can't be worth it if it's just affecting Azhag, in my opinion. He needs homies. And then there's Azhag's Art Armor, which is 180 gold. Last 38 seconds, cooldown is 120, so you're maybe going to get this off twice a game, unless it's a very long game. So again, I would only take this if he has homies, but that's just my opinion. So if you just want Wyvern sniping Azhag, like let's say you have Spirit Leech, Foe Seeker, Get On With It, Skullmuncher. That's air sniping Azhag, in my opinion, 2,700. Azhag, where I've been taking him a lot and actually having success, in my opinion, is Azhag with Du Bois. So you get all of his buffs, because then you're giving everyone around you 12 leadership and 10 melee attack, and then you intermittently give them 30 armor, 24 melee defense. And if you're fighting like vampire counts or something, you go in like, not a blob, but your central core of like 2 stone trolls stick with Azhag, Black Orc Big Boss to give like ITP or something. Something like that. If you're going to have Azhag fighting with his lads, you might as well have him on foot, would be my opinion. So I like both for different reasons. Where's Egg? Almost always want to take him on Spleen Ripper. Vicious Satsuma pointed it out in the Greenskin interview, but on Spleen Ripper he has 80 charge bonus and armor piercing, which is kind of nuts. So that's pretty insane. His abilities, Power of the Wa. It's okay if you're going to be spamming like Brain Burst or Gaze of Mork, but I would usually personally cut it. Warpaint of Wurzag, keep it because it's so cheap. 5% physical resist for only the people directly around you isn't super great, but then when you realize it's only 45 gold, go for it. I mean, it costs almost nothing. Wurzag's Revenge, I personally cut it. 200 gold for map-wide miscast chance. I don't notice it that often, but I can see a use for it. I just personally don't take it. Get Back Here is always super good, super great. Effigy of the Git is amazing. Never cut it. It's one of the only nets the Greenskins have. It's really good. Traps down things so you can actually do stuff to them. Spells, you do whatever you want. That's not really what we're talking about here. Squiggly Beast is excellent. It's just greater Arcane Conduit, but on yourself. Or I think it might be a little worse than greater Arcane Conduit, but I meant that it's passive. And then Bonewood Staff, take it if you're taking spells you can spam. If you're taking like Here We Go and Foot of Gork because you're trying to cheese someone, then don't take Bonewood Staff. Usually take it. Usually it's quite good if you're running with a spell kit like this. You know, the 3 cheap ones. And if you're doing that, then you might want Power of Dewa for the improved power recharge rate, because you just want to be casting spells as much as possible, as quickly as possible with Bone Staff. Yeah. Heroes, Goblin Big Boss. Mixed, whether you want him on his wolf or on his spider, but you definitely want him on one of the 2. Maybe the spider for poison. I guess I would do that. Slippery. Probably not worth it. You probably just want They Need Stab, and it's a super good debuff. And I wouldn't take either of these. Your damage output is surprisingly low, so the Sword of Anti-Heroes isn't worth it for 150 gold. Just keep him nice and cheap. His Wolf can also be good if you want to go slightly faster and be even cheaper. But this hero's so good just because he's so cheap. Blackrock Big Boss is expensive as all dirt. He is probably a secondary lord. You most likely want him on his Warboar. The ITP aura is pretty good if you have him fighting with the boys, but if you're taking it just for him, remember he has natural ITP, so he doesn't need it. Get Back Here is super good. Heroic Killing Blow, I do take it situationally. If you're trying to kill like Volkmar the Grim, and he's your Volkmar the Grim killing tool, Heroic Killing Blow is super nice. If you're just taking him generically to be a good lord, I wouldn't take, Heroic Killing Blow. I would never take Demon Slayer's Fang. 23 armor, 10 melee defense for 240 gold is... that if you take away that disabled if thing, that's debatably worth it. Like, oh, I could see it going either way, but if it's only going to work when he's below 50% health, not worth it. Don't do that. As for this, the Brass Cleaver, again, I would say the same with Azhag's buffs. Only use it if he's going to be running around with boys a lot. If you're going to use him as a duelist, I wouldn't take this because I wouldn't pay 152 gold for 10 melee attack, personally. Orc Shaman. On foot or on his boar is fine, depending on whether you want mobility or to be tanky. I personally like evasion. Some people don't. I do. But you can cut it if you need the money. It's not super critical. Power of the Law, again, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're spamming, maybe it's fine, but I personally like to save the money. Skull Shielding's good. You should take it in case your lord gets in trouble. And the Skull Wand of Kaloth looks good on paper, and it is good, but it's 200 gold, and if your shaman is getting into melee combat, you fucked up. So 200 gold is a lot to spend for a fuck up. Even that doesn't make him tankier. It doesn't help him survive, it just makes him hit back kind of harder. Goblin Shaman, probably take... Depends if you want to take Madcap Mushrooms to like double cast Vindictive Glare, but since the nerf, that probably isn't worth it, so I would take off both his abilities. Take just the Wand of Jet, and then whatever spells you want. So yeah, just take the Wand of Jet. So it's a naked goblin with a wand. We already did the Night Goblin Shaman. So naked goblin with the wand. This lady. I take off Swamp Breath. It's really hard to hit anything with it, and if it does hit, it'll either one-shot the unit or do nothing. So that's a lot of ifs for 120 gold. Life Leeching, take that off. Mither is great. Keep it every time. Do whatever spells you want. I don't give a shit. And then take Power Stone. Blast, I wouldn't, because she's on the ground. It can be hard for her to get a proper angle on something. Blast doesn't do that much damage. So, I wouldn't. That was Greenskins. Whee!